Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Chall, and today Chall Chat's Drfc Daily Reports. Tavonga Kuleya on trial with Glentoran Football Club in the Northern Irish Premiership, and also is Ross McCausland, that name we've not said in about a year on this channel, coming to Rovers. Now, before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell to this YouTube video. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. As you might have seen, we do have split off the channel. We have split off the channel into two. We've got Chall Chats and Chall Chats theme parks. Chall Chats will be sports and interviews and anything else. Chall Chats theme parks will be just the theme park industry. That channel is about to reach 3,000 subscribers. I think it's like one away as I'm recording this, so we're not far on that at all. So for those of you who are over on Chall Chats theme parks coming over here, please subscribe. If you are here, please go and subscribe to Chall Chats theme park. It's all one big YouTube family. And for now, guys, let's share everything we've got on the two big stories in today's video about Kuleya and McCausland. So let's start off then with Tavonga Kuleya, and of course he has been seen on trial with Glentoran Football Club, of course based in the Northern Irish Premiership Division. Now the view, the Free Press understands, is with an understanding of a season-long loan for the player. Now then, a bit more information about this particular story. The youngster, who has 1 year left on his youngster contract, featured for the Glentoran squad in the 1-0 friendly win over Kilmarnock back on Tuesday. Now then, do I think this is a good move for Tavonga Kuleya? I do think this would be a good move for Tavonga Kuleya. I think that, look, he's got a year left on his contract. I think the most important thing to do, if we are intending to loan him out for the season to Glentoran, who, by the way, no disregards about that club, because I think they're a great club. They're in the Northern Irish Premiership. They've got some other great clubs in there, Linfield being one, and Larne. And I think that, you know, Glentoran could really develop Tavonga. I think it really could. And from the sounds of it, from Glentoran fans, it sounds like he did well in that game against Kilmarnock on Tuesday. So I think that Tavonga Kuleya going out on loan for the season would allow us the opportunity to also tie him down to a brand new deal, because Kuleya, as the type of player he is, could do very, very well. Very, very well with Grant McCann managing him in long term. I think for this season, though, I think with Carl Hurst, I think with Luke Molyneux, I think with John Taylor, I think with Tyler Roberts, and potentially Ross McCausland, we'll talk about him later. You know, with the wingers we've got available, I think Drfc will go out on loan as well. And I think Kuleya will definitely go out on loan. And to be fair, if this is going to happen, and I think if Glentoran accept the idea of a season-long loan for Tavonga, I think a season-long loan will be a great idea. And the reason why I think it's a great idea rather than a monthly loan like it was, you know, last time with United of Manchester, it was a couple of months and turned to the rest of the season. But there was other players that we loaned out for a month or a couple of months or whatever, or half a season. I think that a season-long loan is better because it allows him the full year to develop with Glentoran and then come back to us this time next year a better player and a more focused and senior-driven player. So I think it's a very smart idea to give him a season-long loan. I mean, like I said, the Free Press understands that this trial at Glentoran is with a view to a season-long loan. So fingers crossed Kuleya gets this loan deal over the line, because like I said, Glentoran's a great club to develop at with that Northern Irish connection with Grant McCann, and I think that, you know, he'll want to see the best out of that type of player. I think if we can get him nailed down to a brand new contract first, and then announce he's at the same time that he's going to go out for the season to Glentoran, I think that could be a great move for both parties. Now that does prompt the question about other players and their futures. Obviously, Jack Goodman, Jack Drfc, Liam Ravenhill, Kuleya we've spoken about, Bobby Fulton has been talked about, Adam Long, in my opinion, comes up in the conversation as well. I think it's going to be interesting. I think all but one of those players, as it stands, should be going out on loan at this moment in time. And the one player that I would probably leave out is either Faulkner or Long, depending on what McCann wants to do. I think that either one of those two centre-backs will at least go out on loan at the very minimum. The other youngsters, Goodman, we already know is more than likely going to go out on loan anyway, even though he could be involved in some capacity in tomorrow's game against Rossington. Bobby, I think, could be involved. I think Long could be involved. I think Kuleya could be involved before he completes his loan, if it is indeed to happen. De Grucci, same. There's some players there. Ravenhill, I think, could get involved tomorrow, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that regard. But for me, in my personal opinion, I think that get Kuleya's contract tied down for a few more years and then send him out on loan for the season. But in terms of everyone else, I'd say Faulkner or Long stays. The rest of them go out on loan just to, free up the numbers and just, give them some time in some first-team football elsewhere for the season. And I much prefer season-long loans to 6 months, 2 months, 1 month. There are a couple of players that are going to have to go on loan for only a month or so to certain clubs. And I think Bottomley could be on the list as well. But it's going to be interesting. We'll see what McCann does first of all and what his plan is for the youngsters. But I think Kuleya is definitely one that could be heading out the door, at least just for the season. I'm hoping it's not permanently because, I think he's a talented youngster. He's got a lot of skill level, technically very good on the ball, and could be a very exciting player under Grant McCann long term. But let's go into our final story then, and that is all about Ross McCausland. Is he coming to Doncaster Rovers Football Club? So, Ross McCausland then, the story is as follows according to Inside Football. Doncaster are looking at Ross McCausland and are interested in bringing him south of the border. Now, Rovers are set to face competition for the winger, though, as there are claims that clubs in League 1, along with rivals of Rovers in League 2, are keeping an eye on the player. Now, Rangers at this moment in time is reportedly having to weigh up which destination would be best if they pull the trigger on a loan move. Now, Ross McCausland is an interesting player. I think that, his development could be very good. I think that we spoke about him a year ago, or pretty much a year ago on this channel, when Gary McSheffrey was manager. I said it would be a great signing if we did it. Obviously, we were in that kind of three-way battle at the time, reportedly between us, Crawley Town and AFC Wimbledon. And look, I think that Ross McCausland for me would be a really good addition. I think he's a dominant winger. He pushes up the pitch. He's got real pace and technicality on the ball. I think he's got great skill level. Very highly rated, huge potential. He's out of contract at the end of the season as well, which, Rangers, if Rangers are smart and they are as highly rated as he says, then he will probably sign a new contract, no doubt. I've got no kind of worries at this particular moment in time that he won't sign a new contract, and maybe they announce it as part of a loan move. And I think that what ties this in with who could be our last signing, or one of the last signings we're making this window, I think McCann said at the Meet the Coaches event that we probably one more signing, but others are after him, and we are going to have to, fight for it. So with the fact that our target is having interest from other clubs, and I think that with the story here with McCausland and the fact that he, is reportedly being chased by League 1 and League 2, I think it definitely puts 2 and 2 together and equals 4. It's simple football mathematics on paper. But we just don't know. He can't can't confirm or deny anything at this particular stage, but look, I think he'd be a great signing. I said this a year ago, he'd be a great signing. Like I said, very technical, very pacey, dominant in one-on-one. That's one of the main things I noticed with Ross McCausland, and this is a trait that Aidan Barlow had, and I think it would fill that void in our winger lineup. I think Molyneux's sort of trick is that he cuts inside on his other foot, and he can curl one. He can definitely curl one. Hurst's trick is definitely his pace. That's his main kind of trick, his pace. Tyler Roberts, again, his energy, his enthusiasm, his pace, his trickery. John Taylor's got experience. When he's 100% fit, he's got pace in abundance. And I think with McCausland, one of his main tricks here, along with all the traditional traits of a winger, is he's dominant in one-on-one duels, and I think he's very dominant on the ball as well. And when you push someone up against a defender like Ross McCausland, he's not going to back down, and that's what we like from this type of winger. He's the type of winger that's not going to back down. He's always going to go for it. He's always going to put defenders under pressure, go at them, not be afraid to not back away. So that's the kind of trait that Aidan Barlow had, which we've lost, and I think could definitely be replaced. So I think that Ross McCausland, for me, would definitely be a great signing. I've got no kind of qualms about that. I mean, he sounds like a sought-after target on paper. It sounds like what we're hearing is the same, that the target we're after has interest from elsewhere. So, you know, that definitely puts 2 and 2 together and gets 4. So I think Ross McCausland would definitely be a wonderful signing if he is indeed the guy that we're after. And it's going to be interesting to see how that situation unfolds. And, of course, if we are one of the clubs that's chasing Ross McCausland, where he intends to go next. It'd be very interesting to hear if we were actually a target for him a year ago as well, if McSheffrey definitely wanted him or was one of the players that he wanted. So I wonder if this is a sort of target that's been in the making, but I think McCann, you know, is finally going to hopefully get his man. So I think Ross McCausland could be a good signing if he is indeed the target that we're after. But of course we'll know more, you know, in the next few weeks. But there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now.